Welcome students. This lecture is meant for semester 6 students, the third year students, and as I've told you, as I've been informed that I shall be discussing important questions answers, objective questions which can come in your semester on the text through the looking glass which is included in the paper Popular Literature. You see, you need to make a difference between objective questions and the questions which will be subjective in its understanding. Right? You have to think while giving suitable answer of those questions. Now, if a question comes from through the looking glass that suggesting Lewis Carroll's deterministic conception of life. Very important point. So, before going to answer these questions, you need to recall the motive of the chess game that you find in the novel. The chess game suggests the presence of an intelligent force that exists outside of the world of the chessboard, right? Guiding the actions of Alice and other characters according to the rules of the game. I've told you in the class that games, each and every game is played following certain rules, and you cannot violate, you can never go beyond those rules. If you hit a cover drive while playing cricket and it goes to the boundary, it will be a 4, not a 6. Right? For hitting a 6, you need to play a pull shot or a hook shot. Right? Not a straight drive. So you cannot demand from the umpire that please give me 6 runs, 2 runs extra, because it will go against the norms, the rules of the game. Right? Similarly, while playing chess game, you cannot give a move. You cannot move the knight 3.5 steps. It is always 2.5 steps. Right? Similarly, the queen can move at any direction, right? But the king can only move one step forward. If you say that I will move the king into any direction which I like, that will not be suitable. That will not be feasible enough. Right? So in each and every game, no matter what game you play, it may be long tennis, etc. So games follow a certain rules, and it is also applicable for the video games, for the online games which you play in your computers or which you play in your smartphones. There is also a certain rule, be it a racing game, be it a fighting game, right? So by this time, as the author of the story, being the author of the story, Lewis Carroll becomes the intelligent force that bends the character actions to his will. As a result, the character's perception of individual free will exists as an illusion. You cannot move freely in directions that you want. Now, Alice exemplifies this determinism when she arbitrarily transforms her mind from seeing the bee-like elephant in favor of moving along the course laid out by the Red Queen. This moment of self-restraint is atypical of the instability perceived by the curious Alice, but her decision seems unconvincing. Carroll's hand as an author and as a chess player emerges here, because he is actually the person who is playing the chess. On the other hand, he is also the narrator, the author of the novel, because he bars Alice from becoming the sidetracked from a prescribed goal. As Alice begins walking the path of the pawn, moving directly from square to square, right, as we have read in the novel, she loses the profound sense of curiosity that might potentially lead her astray. So Alice's resolution to complete the game demonstrates the role of deterministic theory in this story. The idea of determinism, the idea of fate. Because Alicia's actions are not of our own, but they stem from the will of a guiding force. And here, the guiding force is, of course, the invisible narrator, Lewis Carroll. So, this is a very interesting part that you need to know. Now, if a question comes focusing on the role of dreams in Alice's adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, remember, in both cases, these are mere dreams. And if you go by the theory of Sigmund Freud, we see those incidents, those events in our dream, what we aspire, what we think, what we cannot achieve in our real life. So, our subconscious desires get reflected in our dreams. Another question may come from Alice's treatment of different characters that she encounters in the subsequent books. And what do you think? That they act in the way they do, or they act according to the behavior prescribed? You see, before going to answer this question, you need to know the theory, the idea, what I have taught you regarding sense and nonsense, between logic and between illogical behavior. Alice encounters those characters, they are not human characters, they are not human beings. Alice is the only human being present in the story. And she is encountering, she is interacting, she is interrogating various characters, various non-human characters whose appearance, whose projection are extremely nonsensical in its approach. Right. So this point leads us to the significance of Alice's fluctuative behavior regarding shape and size. Right. So you see, in the previous novel, right, in the prequel to Through the Looking Glass, the first novel written by Lewis Carroll, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Alice undergoes severe transformation regarding her shape and size. And you see, this transformation of shape and size is also very significant, because when an infant, when a child is developing into his or her maturity, he or she significantly grows in size. Right? As we have all undergone this transformation. We were born as an infant, a small baby, and now we achieve the height. We achieve a significant height, 5.5 foot, almost 6 foot in many cases of tall peoples. So this physical transformation coincides with the psychological growth and development. Few objective questions that can come, that regarding the genre of this story, it is of course a fairy tale, but it is also a part of the children's literature. Although in your syllabus it is prescribed as a part of popular literature paper, but mind it, first hand, it is of course a part of nonsense literature, then popular literature, because I have taught you that popular literature is an umbrella term. Right? It includes everything. The point of view is of course third person, narrated by an anonymous narrator, although occasionally it sits in first and second person. The setting is of course in the Victorian period, and the protagonist is of course Alice, derived from a daughter of Lewis Carroll's friend, Alice Liddell. Please note it. The motifs presented in this story are dreams, inversions, chase game, train imagery. The symbols involve the slipping of bread king, the mirror image, right? And the climax happens when Alice becomes the queen herself, right? And her cat Dina, the character of Dina is also very significant. So in my lecture focusing on this novel, I shall be discussing few more important points which are quite relevant concerning your study.